What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, it is time that we discuss the 2024 presidential election. As guys, there's been a substantial report going around just a couple hours ago. Joe Manchin will headline a No Labels event in New Hampshire on Monday with Jon Huntsman. That is right, everybody. Now, if you're confused by what is No Labels, No Labels is a new political organization, political party, where they're going to run an independent centrist candidate. Their idea is they're going to run Republican and they're going to run a Democrat that are centrist on one ticket. And the idea is to give Americans a true third option. Well, there's been rumors going around that Manchin was potentially going to run for president. Now it's getting kind of suspicious that Manchin is going to an event for the No Labels organization in the state of New Hampshire. While a Democrat state at this point, it still is very interesting why Joe Manchin is heading there. Now, before we continue today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as helps support the daily content we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, so like I said, this No Labels group, their whole thing is they're going to run a centrist Republican and a centrist Democrat for the general election. They give up voters a quote-unquote true third option. So it's going to be kind of a unity ticket where it's the centrist Republicans, say Jon Huntsman, and a centrist Democrat, or a quote-unquote centrist Democrat, say Joe Manchin. The idea is they want to take the best of both worlds and not necessarily try to screw over a particular party. But in this event that No Labels actually runs somebody, I think it hurts Biden way more than it does President Trump. Now, before we get into why I think that is, let's read this article about this. Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, obviously, and former Utah Governor Jon Huntsman, a Republican, will headline a No Labels event last week as the group weighs back in a third-party presidential bid in 2024. Manchin, who is up for re-election to the Senate next year, has not ruled out running for president as part of the No Labels ticket. Manchin and Huntsman, who are both No Labels co-chairs, will be participating in a Monday town hall event in New Hampshire to unveil the group's quote-unquote common sense policy agenda. So this is a pretty substantial development. Now, we've known for a while that they were both involved in this, but the fact they're going to start doing events for the party as the No Labels group is looking at potentially running somebody, doesn't that just raise some eyebrows? Now, let's be clear. Manchin is not going to win re-election. I don't think many people are questioning that. I mean, best case scenario for Manchin, he loses by 2. All right, he ain't winning re-election, barring one of the most impeccable turnarounds ever. So, there's a chance he just says, screw it, I'm not going to run for re-election. But why not run for president? I mean, you're well known. You have a lot of money backing you as the group is spending tens of millions of dollars just to get on the ballot as a new political party in all 50 states. I doubt they're going to let that go to waste. I mean, they're going to run somebody. And you start to look into what Manchin has been saying. He said he may run for re-election, but if he may run for re-election, why hasn't he ruled out a presidential run yet? It is clear that most Americans are exceedingly frustrated by the growing divide in our political parties and toxic political rhetoric from our elected leaders, Manchin said in a statement. Our political discourse is lacking engaged debates around common sense solutions to solve the pressing issues facing our nation. And I actually agree with this. I'm not a centrist, though the political compass test claims I am. I'm not a centrist, but debate in this country is a joke. When you try to debate somebody on something, it always ends into a screaming match. And I agree, there needs to be some kind of serious discussion that sit down at the table, let's discuss what we believe, what you believe, in a civil manner. I'm looking forward to modeling this type of conversation with my good friend, Governor Huntsman, and the No Labels community. And I think this is a positive. Even if they don't run for president, I would much rather have them, discuss things again. I'm not a fan of Huntsman that much, but okay, let them discuss. Let's discuss the issues. Let's see what you got to say about it, what we got to say about it, and then come to the table and just debate. And I think there should be, instead of these current presidential debates, just do town halls. Just do town halls with the community, not with the moderators. The moderators should basically not exist. There should only be the candidate talking with the people. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent. Everybody should be allowed to these events. No Labels has said it will back a third-party presidential campaign if it's clear that Americans are not satisfied with the major parties' candidates. But Dr. Ben Chavis, one of the Democrat co-chairs, recently told NBC News that the group is not and will not be a spoiler in favor of Donald Trump in 2024. But it's the No Labels group, their whole argument is if both candidates are polling at below 45%, just an example, then it's clear that there's a lot of Americans that, and I may not agree with this, but there's a lot of Americans that may not like either option. So the Democrats, you could tell, they're kind of worried about this. The polling data, which right here, but polling recently has showed that a third-party bid could pull more votes from President Biden. A recent NBC News national survey found more Democrats than Republicans saying they are open to a third-party bid, including multiple groups that make up the Democratic base. Again, this is the key thing. And many people are going to say, oh, well, somebody like Joe Manchin and Huntsman, they would win over centrist Republicans. Let's be 100% with ourselves. These Bush Republican types, they're gone. They've already been voting Democrat for virtually every election since 2012. It's realistic. We're being realistic here that they're gone. So this idea that they're going to poll wave Republicans from the Donald Trump or whoever, sure, there may be some some angry Republicans that are DeSantis supporters, Scott supporters, whatever. But it's there are far more Democrats that are slightly to the right of the party. They're what the hell's happening here? And they're not going to vote Republican, but especially if it's Trump. But they would be more than willing to vote for somebody, say, Joe Manchin and Huntsman. They're very centrist guys compared to the parties, at least. Huntsman a bit more of a real centrist, but Manchin, you're kind of to the right of the party. But that's the thing. There are a lot of Democrats who are kind of to the right of the party. They don't want to vote Republican, but they don't want to vote Democrat either. They're kind of just forcing themselves to vote Democrat. And on top of, some of the progressives not being too happy with Biden, and you have a couple progressives running third party, this could spell some serious trouble for Biden. Democrats have been raising concerns about a No Labels presidential bid and believe a third-party campaign would hurt Biden's reelection. Biden defeated Trump in 2020 in part because a smaller share of voters supported third-party candidates, and then in 2016, when Trump won his first term, which there's been data from 2016 to show those independents probably would have broke for Trump. Gary Johnson's people even said that, but hey, it's not nothing. It's a nothing burger, it's whatever. But still, yeah, Democrats are obviously worried about Joe Manchin running for president, which it just sounds crazy on paper, but when you realize that there are a lot of voters that hate both parties, They don't like Trump. They certainly don't like Biden. Well, if there's a time for a third party to run, this is it. And there are a lot of voters, especially in the Democrat Party, I would say more so than the GOP, because the Republicans that claim that, oh, I'm a Biden Republican, they haven't voted Republican in 20 years. Let's be honest, all right? That's the big thing. People are going to make this sound like it's a big deal and those voters will vote Democrat or vote for a Huntsman or Manchin. But it's like, if they're already voting Democrat at high rates, I honestly don't really care. Because this just hurts Democrats. Either way, it hurts Democrats far more than it does the Republican Party. So I'm hoping that Manchin and them run, not just because it helps Trump, though I certainly thinking this would definitely help Trump, but also because, yeah, there needs, in my opinion, be multiple parties. I'm not a fan of the two-party system, but I'm not talking about a libertarian party. Those guys suck. I'm talking about a real alternative party. Not necessarily a centrist party, but at least it's something different. It's something that gives voters an option. And it stops the monopoly of the two-party system right now, which I've always thought was awful. We do need third parties that are actually good. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.